The Odyssey, composed by the legendary poet Homer around 800 BCE, stands as one of ancient Greece's most treasured epics. Written in the aftermath of the Trojan War, this tale captures the Greek values of cunning intelligence, perseverance, and the sacred bond between host and guest. It's a story that has shaped Western literature for nearly 3,000 years. Our hero is Odysseus, king of Ithaca, renowned for his sharp mind and silver tongue. He's the man who devised the Trojan horse, ending a decade-long war. But his journey home will take another 10 years, testing every ounce of his legendary cleverness. Waiting in Ithaca are his faithful wife Penelope and his son Telemachus, whom Odysseus left as an infant. Book 1 opens not with Odysseus, but in Ithaca, where chaos reigns. Suitors overrun his palace, consuming his wealth while pressuring Penelope to remarry. The goddess Athena, Odysseus's divine protector, disguises herself as a family friend and inspires young Telemachus to seek news of his father. Book 2 shows Telemachus attempting to expel the suitors from his home. They refuse, mocking the young prince. Undeterred, Telemachus secretly prepares a ship to search for information about his missing father. His journey into manhood begins. In Book 3, Telemachus arrives in Pylos, visiting the wise King Nestor. The old warrior shares tales of the Trojan War but knows nothing of Odysseus's fate. He suggests Telemachus visit Sparta, where King Menelaus might have answers. Book 4 takes us to Sparta's golden halls. Menelaus and Helen, whose beauty launched 1,000 ships, receive Telemachus warmly. Menelaus reveals that Odysseus lives trapped on the nymph Calypso's island. Meanwhile, back in Ithaca, the suitors plot to ambush and murder Telemachus upon his return. Book 5 finally brings us to Odysseus himself. He's been Calypso's captive for 7 years on the island of Ogygia. Though she offers immortality and eternal youth, Odysseus weeps daily, longing for home. The gods intervene, and Zeus commands Calypso to release him. Odysseus builds a raft and sets sail, but Poseidon, god of the sea, still harbors rage against him. A massive storm destroys the raft, leaving Odysseus clinging to debris. In Book 6, Odysseus washes ashore in Phaeacia, naked and exhausted. Princess Nausicaa, guided by Athena in a dream, finds him on the beach. She provides clothes and directs him to her father's palace, showing the Greek virtue of hospitality to strangers. Book 7 sees Odysseus reach King Alcinous's magnificent palace. The Phaeacians, legendary sailors, welcome him warmly. Odysseus doesn't yet reveal his identity, but hints at his incredible suffering. The king promises to help him reach home. During a feast in Book 8, a blind poet sings about the Trojan War. Odysseus weeps, and Alcinous notices. He asks his guest to reveal his identity and tell his story. This sets up the epic's most famous section. Book 9 begins Odysseus's tale. He recounts leaving Troy and encountering the Lotus Eaters, whose narcotic flowers make men forget home. Then comes the Cyclops Polyphemus, Poseidon's son. Odysseus blinds the one-eyed giant to escape his cave, but foolishly reveals his name. Polyphemus curses him, asking his father Poseidon to make Odysseus's journey home a nightmare. This curse explains all his subsequent suffering. In Book 10, Odysseus visits Aeolus, keeper of the winds, who gives him a bag containing all adverse winds. But his foolish crew opens it within sight of Ithaca, believing it contains treasure. They're blown back across the sea. Next, they encounter the Laestrygonians, giant cannibals who destroy all but one ship. Finally, they reach Circe's island. The enchantress transforms his men into pigs, but Odysseus, protected by a divine herb, resists her magic. Circe becomes an ally, advising him to visit the underworld. Book 11 presents one of literature's most haunting scenes. Odysseus journeys to the land of the dead, performing rituals to speak with spirits. He meets his dead mother, learning of his family's suffering. The prophet Tiresias warns him about the cattle of the sun god Helios. He encounters fallen comrades from Troy, including the great warrior Achilles, who reveals that he'd rather be a living slave than a dead king. Book 12 brings more trials. Following Circe's advice, Odysseus navigates past the sirens whose songs lure sailors to death. He has his crew plug their ears with wax while he listens, tied to the mast. They barely survive Scylla, a six-headed monster, and Charybdis, a ship-swallowing whirlpool. But his crew disobeys orders and eats Helios's sacred cattle. Zeus destroys the ship with a lightning bolt. Only Odysseus survives, washing up on Calypso's island. His flashback story ends. In Book 13, the moved Phaeacians load a ship with treasure and transport the sleeping Odysseus to Ithaca. Poseidon, angry at their help, turns their ship to stone. Athena disguises Odysseus as an old beggar, preparing him for revenge. Book 14 introduces Eumaeus, Odysseus's loyal swineherd. Still disguised, Odysseus tests his servant's loyalty. Eumaeus passes, speaking warmly of his missing master and cursing the suitors. Telemachus returns from Sparta in Book 15, evading the suitors' ambush. Athena guides him to Eumaeus's hut, setting up a reunion with his father. Book 16 delivers the emotional moment when Odysseus reveals himself to Telemachus. Father and son, united at last, plot the suitors' destruction. Their plan requires patience and perfect timing. In Book 17, Odysseus, still disguised as a beggar, enters his own palace. His ancient dog Argos recognizes him after 20 years and dies content. The suitors mock and abuse the beggar, not knowing they're sealing their fate. Book 18 shows Odysseus fighting another beggar for the suitors' amusement. He wins easily, his true strength showing through. Penelope appears, and Odysseus watches other men court his wife, rage building inside him. Book 19 brings a near revelation. The old nurse Euryclea washes the beggar's feet and recognizes a scar from a childhood boar hunt. Odysseus silences her. Penelope, not recognizing her husband, confides her sorrows to the stranger. In Book 20, Odysseus endures more abuse from the suitors. Ominous signs appear, birds of prey and thunder, suggesting the gods support his coming revenge. Book 21 sets the trap. Penelope announces a contest. Whoever can string Odysseus's massive bow and shoot an arrow through 12 axe heads will win her hand. Every suitor fails. The disguised Odysseus asks to try. Despite protests, he strings the bow effortlessly and makes the impossible shot. Book 22 unleashes violence. Odysseus reveals himself and begins slaughtering the suitors with arrows. Telemachus arms himself, fighting beside his father. Athena ensures their victory. The disloyal servants who betrayed Odysseus also face punishment. Blood soaks the great hall. Book 23 shows Penelope testing the man claiming to be her husband. She mentions moving their marriage bed, which Odysseus built around a living olive tree. Only the real Odysseus would know it can't be moved. He passes the test. After 20 years, husband and wife reunite. Their love has survived impossible odds. Book 24 concludes the epic. The suitors' souls descend to the underworld, where they tell their tale. In Ithaca, Odysseus visits his elderly father Laertes, revealing his identity. The suitors' families seek revenge, but Athena intervenes, establishing peace. Order returns to Ithaca. The Odyssey teaches us that the journey home, whether physical or metaphorical, defines us. Odysseus's cleverness, persistence, and loyalty make him heroic. His story has influenced countless works, from James Joyce's novel Ulysses to modern films and television. It reminds us that home isn't just a place, but the people we love and the values we hold. Every obstacle Odysseus faces represents challenges we all encounter: temptation, loss, despair, and the struggle to maintain our identity. His triumph tells us that with cunning, courage, and divine favor, we too can overcome life's odysseys and find our way home. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more.